Hello all, welcome to the Edumon channel. I am Guru Renuka, instructor for the subject Elements of Electrical Engineering. Today we are going to start our third chapter, that is DC motors. In any subject, if you feel the subject to be tough, you do a simple thing, divide it into simpler topics. It will really make your work easy. See, I have divided the DC motors chapter into smaller parts and it is really easy for me to teach in this way. Okay, now coming to the DC motors, since you have finished your DC generators chapter, it is pretty much easier for you to understand this DC motors. Okay, now we will study about DC motor principle and operation. DC motor principle and operation. As here the word DC motor indicates, it's a machine that converts DC power into mechanical power. Okay, and that is what we call a DC motor. So its operation is based on the principle that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, the conductor experiences a mechanical force. So when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, the conductor experiences a mechanical force. So the direction of this mechanical force is determined using the Fleming's left hand rule, where the thumb indicates the mechanical force, the middle finger indicates the current, and the forefinger that indicates the magnetic field. Fleming's left hand rule, and the magnitude of this mechanical force is given by F equals to BIL newtons. As I've told you in the previous lecture, the construction of DC generator and DC motor are the same. That is, the same DC machine can act as both the generator and as well as the motor. Okay, remember this point. And then now let's discuss about back EMF or counter EMF in DC motors. So what happens is, when the armature of the DC motor rotates under the influence of driving torque, armature conductors move through magnetic field. That is, the armature of DC motor rotates. It rotates under the influence of the driving torque, right? So the armature conductors of this armature move through magnetic field. Since they are moving in a magnetic field, EMF is induced in them as in a generator. Okay, you got this? This induced EMF acts in opposite direction to the applied voltage, and that is according to the Lenz's law. If you see here, if V is the applied voltage, EB is the back EMF. It acts in the direction opposite to V. So the induced EMF acts in opposite direction to the applied voltage, that's according to the Lenz's law, and this is known as back or counter EMF, which we denote by EB. And EB equals to P phi Zn by 60A, right? And this EB, this is less than this applied voltage. Okay, and then in a shunt wound motor, when a DC voltage V is applied, field magnets are excited, and then armature conductors are supplied with current. Okay, and then the driving torque is applied on the armature, which rotates. Okay, just now I've told you right here, armature of DC motor rotates under the influence of driving torque, and so back EMF EB is induced. Now, so this is how the back EMF is induced. So so this V sends this IA, this armature current, against this EB, right? So the electric work done in overcoming and causing the current to flow against this EB is converted into mechanical energy developed in the armature, and therefore that energy conversion in a DC motor is only possible due to the production of EB, right? So the electric work is done against this EB, right? And so the net voltage across the armature circuit is V minus EB. If RA is the armature resistance, then the armature current will be V minus EB by RA. Okay, here V and RA are fixed. So here V and RA are fixed. So this back EMF determines the armature current. If you see here, speed N, EBN, if the motor speed is high, then the back EMF is large, right? So if the back EMF is large, motor draws less armature current and vice versa. Okay, and so IA equals to V minus EB by RB. From this, V equals to EB plus IA RA. Sorry, this is A. V equals to EB plus IA RA. This is the voltage equation of DC motor. Significance of back EMF in a DC motor. The presence of this back EMF EB makes the DC motor a self-regulating machine. Okay, you'll get to know how this is. So the armature current IA is V minus EB by RA. Here we will see three conditions: when the motor is at no load, and then when it is suddenly loaded, and then when the load is decreased. The first one, when the motor is at no load, the small torque is required to overcome those friction and windage losses. So as the torque is small, the armature current is small. The armature current is small, so that means the applied voltage is approximately same as the back EMF. Okay, so this is when at no load, when the motor is at no load. So when the motor is suddenly loaded, the first effect is to cause the armature to slow down. That means the speed at which the armature conductors move through the field is reduced. So as the speed is reduced, back EMF falls, right? So the decreased back EMF allows a larger current to flow through the armature. So that means a larger current means increase in driving torque. Okay, so now listen carefully. Since this driving torque has increased, the driving torque increases as the motor slows down, right? As the motor slows down, the driving torque increases. The motor will stop slowing down when the armature current is just sufficient to produce the increased torque required by the load. You got the point? Okay. Now the third one. So first, initially the motor is at no load, then it is suddenly loaded. Now when the load is decreased, okay? So if the load on the motor is decreased, the driving torque is, at that moment, the driving torque feels excess, right? So that means the armature is accelerated. As it is excess, armature is accelerated. That means armature speed increases. If speed increases, back EMF increases. Back EMF increases, armature current decreases. You got the point? So the motor will stop accelerating when the armature current is just sufficient to produce the reduced torque required by the load. So in simple words, the back EMF in a DC motor regulates the flow of armature current. That is, it automatically changes the armature current to meet the load requirement. Okay, so this is the significance of back EMF in DC motor. We determine the significance based on three conditions, that is no load, suddenly loaded, and when the load is decreased. So in this part of the lecture, we have finished a DC motor principle and operation, and we have finished back EMF and the significance of back EMF. Thank you.